been a long time coming. Whoa, whoa.
Welcome to day 13 and day 14 of our fairy tale reread. We're going to do 2 chapters today, 2 chapters in the next vlog, and the reason being that there's a really important storyline that comes in these chapters. Now, it's going to be difficult to do it without any spoilers. I promise you there won't be any spoilers in this video. I will try my best not to put any spoilers in the next video, but you know that something major is going to happen, and that's all I will say. So, in chapter 13, we're talking about work at Kowalski's. It's coming past Thanksgiving, it's heading towards Christmas, and Mimi Sutton's grand winter ball. And I said that I was going to talk about that today. Rosie and Ed start planning for what is Kowalski's biggest event to date. This is a huge society event that takes place in New York, completely made up. I'm sure there is something like it, but Mimi Sutton in my book is the Queen of New York, and so she puts on this amazing benefit gala party at Christmas, and it's the highlight of the New York social calendar, so everybody is going to be there. Marnie's very excited because she thinks that really famous actors are going to be there. When I originally wrote it, she was talking about George Clooney. By the time it was published, it had to be Ryan Reynolds, and even now it would have to be somebody else. But you get the idea that there's going to be A-listers there. It's going to be the place to be. And Kowalski's, this tiny flower shop, has got the contract to decorate this enormous, beautiful building in the centre of New York that's just going to look fantastic. So I'm going to read you a little bit of Rosie and Ed planning what they're going to do for the grand winter ball. I sat beside Ed and looked at the sketches. I was envisaging a 3-colour scheme, green, white and red for accents. We can use white gardenias and lilies along with roses for displays and table pieces. I want to avoid poinsettias though, way too cliched. That's fine, Ed said between mouthfuls of Chinese food. They are so done already. Let's look for unusual reds then, maybe utilise red foliage too. Great. I want to do some structural stuff around the pillars in the entrance lobby too. Something showy, bold even. We need to create a sense of awe before people see the staircase, Ed said, showing me the sketches he'd made. See, this is why I love working with you. Your designs are awesome. Though I say it myself, they are. There was a silence as we ate. He put his plate on the coffee table and sank back into the sofa, let out a sigh and turned the full force of the blue stare on me. Rosie, I owe you an apology. You do? He nodded. Uh-huh. I've not been myself the past month. I've been frustrated with my life and I've taken it out on you, on more than one occasion, which is unforgivable. Absolutely, I smiled, except that I forgive you. A broad beam spread across Ed's face and his hand grasped mine. I'd be lost without you, but you still deserve an explanation. I frowned. I thought you just explained. You've not been yourself. It's more than that. I've had a lot on my mind recently. I know. Karen, Ellen, May, Susie, Elizabeth. Did I forget anyone? I laughed. He looked genuinely surprised. Didn't realise you were keeping count. I'm not. You remember their names better than I do. Shaking his head, he let out a long, heavy sigh. It isn't working anymore, Rosie. What isn't? The dating thing. At least not the same as it did before. I don't know if it's a certain age I've gotten to, something else. I've always been more than content with dating and having fun. I just never thought I needed anything more than that. But lately I've found myself wanting to belong to somebody. Is that weird? I smiled, but a bittersweet chill reverberated within me. No, mate, that's just human nature. I guess the real time to worry is when you stop wanting to belong to just any somebody and start wanting to belong to a specific somebody. Ah, yeah, sure, that's the time to leave town, all right. Bad sign. He looked away and embarked on what appeared to be an in-depth inspection of the top of his knees. I don't know, Rosie. Do you ever feel like that? Ever? No, came my abrupt reply, surprising even me. Never. It was a lie. I needed to change the subject. I was feeling cornered again. But the game was up when he lifted his eyes again and I saw his expression. He knew me too well. I relented. Sometimes then, yes. Okay, Dr. Steinman, you have an admission. But tell anyone you die, understand? Ed's smile had relief written all over it. So, all of this is happening while they're planning Mimi Sutton's grand winter ball. What could happen next? In the middle of planning this, also Rosie and Nate are getting closer and they're spending more time. He's coming and visiting Kowalski's and they're chatting. And then he phones up and says he's got her a gig. A friend of his is getting married and he's recommended Rosie to do The Wedding Flowers. And so Rosie travels over to the publishing house where Nate works, and this is where the major storyline twist is going to happen. And I'm not going to tell you what that is. I will tell you tomorrow why that took me by surprise when I was writing the book. I'm not going to say any more now because I don't want to spoil it for you. So there we go. Let me know where you're at in the book. Let me know what you think might be about to happen, because it's something huge. You can contact me in a number of different ways. You can comment under this video, you can email me mirandawordy@gmail.com. I am Wordsmith on Twitter and also Wordsmith on Instagram, or if you're on Facebook, I'm Miranda Dickinson author. There we go, that's it for today. Stay tuned for what's going to happen tomorrow. Take care, happy reading, and I'll see you then. Bye.
Been a long time coming. Whoa, 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 whoa.